Welcome to the Exec member meeting for Adults, Health and Wellbeing. I'm Councillor Donaghy. I am the Children's Services lead member, and I am standing in today for Councillor Thomas, who unfortunately is unwell. The first item on the agenda is the monitoring of Executive Cabinet members' decisions, and you've had a report and enclosure. Members, any comments, queries? Okay, I note that report. Item number 2 is the Department of Adults Financial Monitoring Q3, and I think it's down as Lisa Butcher, but it's not Lisa who's taken this. Is it Lynn Hargreaves? Lynn, please, if you would address the report.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so the finance report for adults at Q3. So we're actually showing that the revenue position is now 2.2 million overspent, but with a transfer from reserves, giving a balanced budget. The revised capital programme is now 623, and the reserves at year end are projected to be 7.8. So the report in the first table, it's just showing the movements in budget from the start of the financial year to the end of the year. And then the second table is breaking down the financial position to give the 2.2 million overspent and the reserve movement to balance the budget. What we've noted in the variance analysis, that between Q2 and Q3, the position now actually seems to have stabilised a little bit more. We've been reporting an increase from the start of the year, but now hopefully this has stabilised, but we do need to see what happens over the winter period, whether the stabilisation stays the same. Then the capital programme is the 623, which is the day services. And then we've just got the reserve tables, which is a summary of the movement in reserves in year. And then the appendices just give more details. So it's just to note the revenue position and then the financial outturn in this report. Is there any questions?
Thank you, Lynn. Members, any comments, questions? Okay, thank you. I note the recommendations in the report.
I think, as we previously stated, probably not yourself, Councillor Donaghy, but I think there is an approval in there as well. I think there is an approval. Just bear with me. Department of Adults here. It's just to approve the delegation of authority to the Director of Adults to call off on the frameworks for the capital programme as detailed in section 3. So if you could just approve that, please, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, Sue. That's approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Item 3 is Department of Public Health Financial Monitoring Q3. I think, is this you again, Lynn?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, thanks, Lynn. Thank you.
Okay, so again, the public health. So this one again is just noting the changes in the revenue budget and the financial position at the end of March. So for public health, after movement to reserves, will be a balanced budget, and the movement to reserves is 338k. So again, this one just gives the revenue budget in year. It just breaks down at the bottom the amount for civil contingencies. So it gives the two budgets, public health and civil contingencies. And so the changes in budget, and then the breakdown of the 338 underspend, which will move to reserves at year end in the financial position table. It gives the variation analysis to say why we've got an underspend, and then a breakdown of the revenue position. And then again, just a reserves position. So this one is just to note the financial position and the budget changes.
Yeah, this one is just to note. Yeah. Yeah,
thanks, Lynn. Members, any questions, comments? Okay, we note the position as laid out in the recommendations. Thank you. Item number 4 is the short-term care respite and discharge to access beds. You have an enclosure. Who's presenting this one, please?
I am, Chair.
Oh,
Tracy
thank you,
Minshaw.
Tracy. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to talk you briefly through the paper, but this paper is requesting approval for 3 separate things. The first one is to authorise a direct award for 4 short-term respite beds. That contract has been in place for some time now, and that will be from February to September, a total of 33 weeks. The second ask is to authorise a procurement exercise to be carried out for the purchase of 15 short-term respite beds via a block contract arrangement from the 1st of October to the September of 2027, with the option of a further year if required. And then finally, Chair, to authorise a procurement exercise to be carried out to procure up to 18 discharge to assess beds via a block contract arrangement using flexibility where required. The paper talks you through a number of sections, so I will briefly talk to them. Section 1 provides some introduction and background and gives you some detail around why we need respite in Bolton. And it won't come as a surprise to any of you that the respite really supports our demand management strategies and makes sure that we can support people to live longer independently within their own homes. The section 1 talks also around the process that's already been in place, and in particular the fact that we have been running a new care home contract which has taken some time to implement. Section 2 talks to short-term respite beds and what we already have in the system, and table 2.2 breaks down the beds and their locations currently within Bolton. Moving through into section 2.7, that talks to some of our short-term bed usage and its utilisation, and it gives a bit of a regional and a local context. And just to say that the use of respite beds really supports our carers and makes sure that we can support them within their caring roles and responsibilities. And 2.11 gives an extract from the State of Care survey report around the helpfulness of the respite offer. The next section talks to the discharge to assess beds and how they are supporting and continue to support the wider system, and in particular the NHS Foundation Trust and GMICB, where we jointly commission 12 of those beds in the Farmworth Care Home. And in 2.17 it gives you a breakdown of our current D2A bed offer. Talking you through to 2.20 in terms of D2A bed usage and capacity. D2A beds are always generally high used beds, but we do have some movement in the summer periods where the beds do somewhat scale down slightly. In section 3, it talks to the numbers of beds and it gives you a breakdown of 3 different cost scenarios. So we're not saying that we would want to commission up to or all the time at 15 beds. We're giving some indication of if we were to commission 5 beds, the cost is there, and 10 and then 15. And similarly with residential D2A beds, we've given the cost implications if we were to commission 5, 10, 15 and a maximum of 18 beds. So to summarise, Chair, I'm asking the Executive Cabinet Member to authorise a direct award of 4 short-term respite beds whilst we conclude the care home contract work, and then to authorise a procurement exercise for up to 15 short-term respite beds, and to authorise the same exercise for up to 18 discharge to assess beds via a block contract arrangement. Happy to take any questions, Chair.
Thank you, Tracy. Members, any comments, questions? No, thank you. I approve the recommendations as set out before you in the report. And I think that concludes our business for this meeting. Thank you all for coming along. And for those of you who are at the Cabinet later, I look forward to seeing your happy, smiling faces later. Thank you. Okay, have a nice day for the rest of your day. Bye.